if you're a young farmer looking for a place to maybe establish a base of operations, to put up your own machine shed, to put up some grain bins, to put up a place to operate out of, unless it's really, really rough ground and it's going to take a lot of bulldozing to flatten it out, most of these farms have flat pieces of land in them, even if it's highly erodible, that is a suitable building site, generally a well-drained building site. A lot of times better than flat black ground where you continually have to haul rock in to get yourself up out of the mud. So you can get a base operations. Of course, if I'm looking for base operations, there's two things I'm looking for. One is central location to my farms that I'm farming. Two, the utilities. And don't overlook that this is big. Can you get good internet there? Can you get possibly natural gas there? Can you possibly be not on co-op electricity? You know, if you can be on, and three-phase power, there you go. And an 80,000-pound road. You know, if you can get all those things, year-round 80,000-pound road, three-phase power, natural gas, and a lot of times, if you find out how the natural gas is coming to the small towns, because a lot of these smaller towns, at least in my neck of the woods, have natural gas that's been brought to them. And what's three-phase power? Three-phase power is 3 electric lines where you can pull off 3 lines and you can run 3-phase motors instead of single-phase motors. And it's cheaper to run the motors. You can get more power using less electricity. Corey, if you want to add to that, I guess I just jumped on and answered the 3-phase power. But you look up at your electric lines, and if you see 3 electric lines going down, yeah, important in drying systems. Because if you get a single-phase line, then you got to get a converter, and the converter's got to convert the single-phase up to 3-phase. And if you're on the end of a line that's just a single-phase, there may not be enough juice to put up a really, really big drying setup, because you start getting some of these drying setups that's got 50 horsepower, 70 horsepower fans, 100 horsepower fans. You get a big leg that's got, maybe a 50 horsepower electric motor up top. Then you throw a 70 horsepower fan on a dryer, and then you start throwing some 10 and 20 horsepower fans to air bins, and all of a sudden you're a small town sucking juice. We're talking about land prices today, not Russia. So the opportunity with a piece of ground that you're maybe going to make a base of operations, it doesn't have to be A1 quality ground. And probably, why would you buy, $12,000-$15,000 an acre ground to make a base of operations unless it had all these other things with it, when you could put that base operations up on $6,000 an acre ground? You just saved half your land costs right there.